Welcome to the PT Legends podcast, where co-host Dave Bess and myself, Scott Carpenter, share our journey and secrets of success. From our humble beginnings as personal training employees of a big box gym to struggling studio owners that have made every mistake in the book, to where we are now, the owners of a multi-seven-figure business operating multiple personal training studios internationally, and now coach and mentor to fitness professionals in 5 countries and counting. This is our story, and these are our secrets. Subscribe to our podcast, learn, take action, and build your own fitness empire. Welcome back to the PT Legends podcast. I am Scott.
Big Dave clocking in.
I am so excited for this episode today. This episode is specifically for CrossFit and affiliate owners, which is kind of strange, okay? Because PT Legends actually stands for Personal Training Legends. And Dave and I own 6 personal training studios. We've done large group in the past. We no longer do it. We do a semi-private, and that's really what we do now. But the majority of gym owners that we work with, and then we radically change their business, they are CrossFit gyms. And that kind of happened. All this kind of happened by accident, actually. So even though we were personal training, I had joined a business mentorship group. I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, something like that, because I was looking to expand my education, and I liked that group, and I was a part of that for a while. So I got to know a lot of other gym owners. And when Dave and I cracked the nut on how to bring high ticket into a brick and mortar studio, we're talking, 9-week programs that are between $2,000 and $8,000. When we cracked that nut in our studios and had amazing retention with it, our business blew up, revenue and profit wise, and it was awesome. And so I had these other CrossFit gym owners that saw the success that we've had over a series of months. And they're like, hey, Scott, can you teach me how to do that in my business? And we built this for the personal training model, right? So we're like, sure, right? And then we adapted it and modified it to fit the CrossFit model. And holy shit, like it blew our expectations out the door. It's how to add a high-ticket transformational offer into your CrossFit gym. And let's be clear about one thing. You don't change your business model. You don't stop doing CrossFit classes at all. It's just a separate offer that you give to people who really need help. A lot of times they're going to contact you because they're like, oh, I'm out of shape, or I need to lose weight. I need to work out. That's what they think. But they need so much more than that. And they want so much more than that. So the nuts and bolts, we'll get to it before we explain why this is so damn important, and you have to do this. You have to do this if you're a CrossFit gym owner. I promise you, we work with probably 2 or 3 dozen CrossFit gyms, and many of them said that in 2021, this is January 2022 now, that it saved their gym from going out of business. And it's because you can sell on average, about 20 memberships by signing up one person on high ticket. And even if you just sell one of those a month, you'll make an extra 50, 60 grand in profit with our renewal rates. You will do that. Even if you sell one, if you sell 2 to 4, you are sitting pretty. Your business is going to be so much more than you thought it could be. And we'll get into that in a second, but I just want to give you a sneak peek behind the curtains to say this is a bolt-on to your existing business, right? You don't have to change your business model. The only thing, and a lot of you guys have your large group, right? Your group CrossFit. And then a lot of you also have another option, and it's either semi-private or it's one-on-one PT. And a transformational offer in a lot of our CrossFits, usually they have 3 tiers. And the only way it differs, the only thing extra you have to do, you have to present it differently, you have to sell it differently. And the way you fulfill it on the back end is all you do is do one one-on-one onboarding session where you're going to build out their perfect day in a week. and decide what actions they need to take to get to where they want to be. Okay. Beyond that, all you're doing is a 20 to 30 minute check-in. And we teach you how to do it according to our coaching and mentoring system. But that's it. And usually that's over Zoom. It can be done in person, but that's it. So if somebody signs up for your baseline transformation and you charge $2,000 for a 9-week program, all you're doing is a one-on-one onboarding and 20 to 30 minute check-in, whether it's you, whether it's a coach, anybody else. That's it. And you still get to have your normal stuff. You still get to have your exercise-only options. You still get to have your group only, your PT only, right? So a lot of them will have a transformation where all the workouts are in the group and all you're doing is adding that on. Another option is probably your one-on-one PT. That's more expensive, maybe around $3,000 or $4,000. And then you'll have an executive that's $6,000 to $8,000. And we won't get into that today, but it's incredible, guys. Taryn sold, like when she started selling her executives, it was the equivalent of 38 friggin' memberships in one sale. And this is how you overcome this shitty lead situation that we're in. And Dave, you see it all the time because you're the one talking to these gym owners the most.
Oh, when did it change? 6 months ago, it took a absolute nosedive into the crapper.
Yeah. I it's probably like the early summer in 2021, right? Maybe something like that.
It's been a long time since a Facebook ad has hit at home. And that's for, I mean, we're talking from Ireland to Mississippi and everywhere in between. Like the Facebook, it dried up. In the conversations we're having with our CrossFit gym owners, like they had to make that switch to having a bolt-on offer.
Yeah.
For let's hammer this home one more time. This is a bolt-on, but here's the story of why it's your obligation to have this program option. So Lori, Arkansas, had a conversation. A 30-year-old, 14-year-old sisters come into the studio. They're just looking for it's first of the year. So as we're recording this is January. First of the year, they're looking for a CrossFit membership. But she sits down and she has a real conversation with them. And it turns out that their parents passed away. They had lost both of their parents. She sits down with them and has a real conversation. And the workouts got put on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
She connected the dots, and these sisters wanted to enter their next chapter of their life together, focusing on habits inside, outside of the gym, and giving them the purpose to live their best life. And they signed up for $6,000.
$6,000.
So it goes, number one, that $6,000 is fantastic, right? With the Facebook leads drying up, like you said, like that has to happen. Financially, you're not going to survive unless you have a transformational bolt-on offer. But even more important than that, how excited, and this, you can go to our WhatsApp group. Lori's so excited. Like she's like, I have goosebumps. Or I always get goosebumps with these stories, but she's like, I get to serve my purpose now. She goes, I get to truly help people out. How about these two sisters that just lost their parents?
It's incredible. And I know when we're talking about $2,000, $3,000, $6,000, guys, I know it's scary. Mm-hmm. And I know you're saying there's no way people in my area are going to pay that. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is your fear talking. It is flat out bullshit. It is flat out bullshit. Yep. We have gyms in Louisiana, in Mississippi, in Kansas, all over the world, in all kinds of demographics that are killing it with this, that are doing so well. Even, and you know 2021, you know how your leads went. Mm-hmm. You know how Facebook ads are working right now. They suck. Apple privacy changes, so much money just flooding into social media, especially with the pandemic. They suck. And the algorithms are geared towards people who respond and click and fill out the forms and stuff like that. That's a lot of the crazy people. Okay. That's people just scrolling bored that are just on Facebook all day long. They're like, oh, that looks cool. I'll try that. And they just put in their shit. Half of them never respond to you. A quarter of them think it's free. And it is a grind. It is a grind. Your cost per lead has to be skyrocketing. Raise your hand if you doing Facebook ads. I guarantee you're not raising your hands right now.
No way.
It sucks. But here's the thing. It's scary. Yeah. Since the mid part of the year, maybe a little bit earlier, We work with, 2-3 dozen CrossFit gyms. Leads have really gone down. There was a bit of a spike right as things loosened up, right, with pandemic, with all that and opening, and that was great. And then now we're hitting the Omicron thing along with the holidays. It was pretty bad, guys. A lot of our gym owners only got a small handful of leads.
Look at December.
Yeah.
Look at December. And so here's, you guys, everyone listening out there, if you have a CrossFit box and you have over 100 members, you have $50,000 to $100,000 right there of people in need that want a transformation, that want something more than workouts.
Yeah.
Trevor and Nate in Chicago, leads, like, I believe they only got like 4 or 5 leads total. But Nate,
December,
he made the commitment. He's like, Dave, every single week, no matter what, I'm having 3 PCs. Sometimes that 2 or 3 leads comes in. But if those leads don't come in, he's having conversations with his current clientele, members that have been in their house for 3, 4, 5 years. And he goes up to him and he says, hey, how are you doing, Janet? And then sometimes Janet goes, I'm doing fantastic. I'm ready for the new year. But then sometimes Janet says, I'm not doing great. Nate brought 3 people into the office last week, sold them a $3,000. These are group people paying $155 to $160. So he upgraded 3 of them. So, I mean, do the math. At $3,000, he sold $9,000, Trevor and Nate did, with 5 to 7 total leads.
It's insane. Guys, this is not an anomaly. This is not an anomaly. We will teach you how to talk to your current member base and do this. Sarah Carter's first sale was from somebody that did 3 times a week group CrossFit, $129 a month. And that was a $3,000 sale, I believe, as her very first one. The fact that leads are declining and getting harder and harder to come by, and advertising getting more expensive and it's getting less effective is okay. If you're only charging if your group CrossFit is just that, you're going to be struggling. And we work with gym owners, CrossFit owners who are very successful, and they're still struggling.
Yes.
By all means, they're in the top 5 to 10%. But they're still worried and still struggling. We help them get to a whole new level. And we also work with those CrossFit gym owners who've been in business for 10 years, but they're still only bringing home $2,500 a month, $3,000, $4,000 a month, and putting in 40 to 60 hours and wearing every single hat. Guys, you can't stay on that hamster wheel. You can't. I know it's scary to think of charging $2,000, $3,000 for what amounts to about 2 months. People are doing it in Gulfport, Mississippi. I looked up the average household income. It's like low to mid 30s. It's not good. It's a lot lower than I thought. It's just not good. It works there like crazy. Sarah says, I sell these like Skittles, right? Where all she's doing is did I get behind the scenes yet on how it is? I think I said that, right? Like, she sells it where they go into her group, her CrossFit group, 3 times a week, right? And all she does is do that onboarding session where she builds out their perfect day and week. And she has her coach check in with them 20 to 30 minutes over a Zoom call once a week. That's it. And she can sell 3 times a week group CrossFit at $2,000. $2,000. That's all you have to do. You just bolt this on as an additional offer in your gym. And we teach you how to sell this thing quickly, because you're on with one-on-ones with us once a week. And because we have 6 times a week group Zoom calls to have you get in the reps to learn how to do this. That's how we have people who don't have this experience just crush this. And a lot of our people sell $20,000, $30,000 in new business in their first 4 weeks of execution. David did that out of Kansas City. Matt and Tom did that in Canada. And
Carl.
Yeah. Lauren Black.
Yes.
December.
Yeah.
This December, guys, December 2021. And you guys know it sucked on leads and new business. I think it was over 18,000. She sent me a message.
15 to 18. Yeah.
Yeah. She sent me a message. I think it would end up being over 18 because she had sent me and she's like, thank you so much and blah, blah, blah. But it was Lakin that convinced her to do it.
Yeah.
And she was so doubtful. She just see like, I see where it makes sense. And I know all these people who are seeing these results, but like, God, she's in Pennsylvania, I think it is.
Somewhere out east.
God, I
Maybe
get all
Virginia.
Yeah,
I think it's
they're
Virginia.
right they're all right at the border. Like we've got a few people, right? And she's just used to that, mid 100s group and maybe doing a little bit of PT. Very rare, and those are hard to get those one-on-one PT sales. And she has just crushed it. And she's in month 2 to 3, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Guys, it's scary having that overhead and having leads become more scarce with more competition. And you've got Peloton and tonals coming into people's homes. You've got every bro on Instagram doing duck lips and selling whatever kind of diet plans and stuff like that. Like, it's tough. And Orange Theories and F45s popping up literally everywhere, and boot camps. There's a lot of competition in that space, guys. And it's scary when your main source of leads, like Facebook ads, worked great 3 years ago. Now it's getting hard, man. I mean, we have some things that work, but it depends on the market, and they don't work that well. It's still a grind. Guys, you need to be able to make up. Trevor and Nate, they lost like 8 memberships in the in the first week of January. But they don't sweat it because they got 2 transformation offers in. They made up for 40 right there. If the leads are getting harder to come by and getting smaller, you need to charge more for it, or else you're going to be in a bad spot and you're going to bleed out over time.
And charging more isn't $300 or $400. The math doesn't add up there. I saw a CrossFit mentorship. Oh, the 155 is not cutting it anymore. And what is going to cut it? $299? Do the math, guys. That's not going to cut it either.
No. And a common criticism of like a high ticket thing like this is, oh, well, what about retention? First of all, our retention is fucking badass. It's fucking awesome. And ignoring that, let's say your average high ticket sale is $3,000. Most of you, if you take the average length that your person stays in, your average rate, and you calculate your average lifetime value of a typical client who starts, it's less than $3,000. You would be better off doing this even if nobody renewed after. And it was awesome because I talked about that on a post, and Jennifer said, like, yeah, I have 100% retention.
100%.
Some of them renewed with transformation. Others went down to like a semi-private, but she didn't lose a damn person on it. And she said something at the end, which was awesome. And she said, do you really think your retention is going to be any better with somebody who's paying $150 and is not willing to do more and who doesn't really care that much? Guys, we teach you how to really affect somebody's lives. And it is necessary for them to pay that money so they have skin in the game. So it's important so they are malleable and they make the changes outside of your four walls. Workouts, newsflash, guys, you know this. Working out 3 to 5 times a week ain't going to fucking cut it. Not many people change by doing that. It's what they do outside your 4 walls.
Yep.
That's what we teach you how to be a master at. And that is why retention crushes with this. And of course, we have a very detailed model of exactly how to get those renewals. And so they just sky high. And it is unbelievable. Your average revenue per month, your average lifetime value of any customer multiplies. That's why we call it the price multiplier method. And that is the only way you can get out of that hamster wheel of signing up 6 people and losing 7, signing up 9 people, losing 7. Like God, it's so hard. And that's when I knew, you know, of like my main thing when I'm like, holy shit, we have to reach these CrossFit gym owners.
Yep.
You know, and it was when Lauren sent that message to us, that voice message. And it was so powerful. And I'm not going to say her last name or tell the story, but she's owned that gym, her and her husband, for a long time. And it's been stressful. And if you own a CrossFit box, you probably know. You know when one of your people leaves and opens up a box around the corner. You know when you've tried to do a marginal price increase and people write bad reviews and just say you're this, that, and the other. You know what it's like when you're trying to add nutrition coaching on for additional revenue, and you're doing it at $99 to $149 a month. You're working your ass off for breadcrumbs. And you can't even hand that off because there's loss anytime you try and hand that off. And you're the nutrition coach. You're the head coach. You're the chief marketing officer. You're doing every role, and you're just stressed to the max, and there's no way out. And now this job owns you. You know that. But she left that voice message to us. And this was after working with us for 4 weeks. And she was tearing up, and she said, "Thank you so much. And for the first time in 9 years, I feel free." And just the way she said it, and she was like choking up, like I can listen to that. I can even think about that, and I can start tearing up. And that's when I'm like, we have a duty, we have an obligation to help these CrossFit gym owners. And it's the most rewarding thing that I've ever done in my entire life, by far. Because I've been in some bad situations as a gym owner, some scary situations.
Think about the word freedom, Scott. So the gym owners that work with us, right? Like that's our goal for them, is to feel free.
Mm-hmm.
But then think about the end user. So there's a lot of people listening. They're like, no one's going to pay $2,000 to $3,000. No one's going to pay $2,000 to $3,000 for a fitness program. But it's 2022, and I don't like. Does anyone know how much freaking pain is out there in the world? Nobody feels free, and people will spend $3,000 to feel free.
Absolutely.
And that's the key. Like, so for anyone, no one's going to pay that. I thought that when I first invested in my first high ticket coach, I'm like, oh, I'm selling a fitness program. This isn't a fitness program. You're selling a chance at life for every single person that comes in. They will spend thousands and thousands of dollars for that sense of freedom.
Absolutely. And I know that's a heavy weight. Like if you're listening, you're like, okay, that sounds great, but like, I don't know how to do that. We teach you how to do that. We teach you how to hop on that soapbox and bring out that inner Tony Robbins to reach out to people and help people. It is not that complicated. It is not that complicated. And it's so amazingly impactful that you have these gym owners and they're falling in love with what they're doing all over again. It's, if you're at CrossFit, you've got a bunch of members that pay a little bit of money, and a lot of them don't listen to a word you say about anything. They want to complain about this and blah, blah. The people who pay the least complain the most. You will sign these people up, and they will be so grateful, and they will be your dream clients. And it is amazing. You know, those 5 to 10% of clients that actually really make awesome changes, and they're like, John, you've changed my life. Sarah, you've changed my life, and give me a second lease on life. You're going to get that with 60, 80% of these people. And it is so damn fulfilling. And that's why, like, a lot of these CrossFit gym owners are like, holy cow, if I could do this all over again, I wouldn't even do the large group. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm seriously thinking about downsizing and just doing that, which is cool, but they still love their CrossFit too. And, I mean, I don't know what else to say, but if you've got a CrossFit gym, you have to do this. You absolutely have to do this. It will change your life for you, your family, your employees, who you can actually have enough money to pay well and make careers out of it, and your clients. You have to learn how to do this. Period. I've owned gyms for nine and a half years and something like that. And we've done this in our gyms, a little over year and a half ago, I think. Yeah. And it's changed my entire life. Absolutely. And my families and clients and employees. And there's no exaggeration in that. You have to learn how to do this. So if you own a CrossFit gym, there's a couple ways that you can learn how to do this. One, start listening to some of the other podcast episodes. Mm-hmm. We teach you some of the steps in how to do something like this, and how to sell something like this. It'll be in the show notes, but we have a Facebook group where you can learn how to do this. And probably most importantly, when I really realized like we have a responsibility to do this and to teach this, that's when I started outlining. I'm writing a book right now, and it'll be out shortly, but it's going to be called High Ticket CrossFit. And I'm going to teach you the steps on how to create this additional offer, this bolt-on offer to your CrossFit gym, specific to your model, how to do that and how to sell it so you too can do this. And here's the thing, I'm welcome to feedback and any questions that you have. I'd like to put it in the book, and as I'm putting the finishing touches on it. And if you do that and say, hey, I have this question, I'm concerned about this, blah, 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 shoot me an email. And you don't even have to do that. Just shoot me an email, Scott@PTLegends. That's 2 T's, Scott@PTLegends.com. Shoot me an email and send me your address, and I will mail you a free copy of this book because it is that important.
It's the only option. I am a non-CrossFit guy, and I always will be a non-CrossFit guy. I'm a tonal guy now. Let's be honest. But the CrossFit, the CrossFit owners that I have got to work with, had the pleasure to work with over the course of the last year, are the best people in the entire world. The bottom line is the amount that they were charging a year ago. It's a losing battle. It's a losing proposition. Even if you're successful, you're not going to be successful with it.
Yeah. It's changed the lives of so many CrossFit gym owners. And again, they're just like our tribe. Like, holy cow. They are, you guys are the best, hardest working people, and you deserve more for you. You deserve more for your family, your employees, and your clients. So we'll leave it at that. So shoot me an email. Send me your name, send me your address in that email. I will mail you a copy on our dollar to your house, to your gym, wherever you want to send it. You got to change the world. This is how you do it. So thanks a lot for listening, guys. And please, please, please send this to other CrossFit gym owners. It is that important. And if they're listening to this and they want a free book, great. Shoot me that email. We'll get it in your hands. So thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next week. Dave and myself, Scott, would love to thank you for tuning in and listening to the PT Legends podcast. You can get direct access to us by joining our free Facebook group. Go to www.facebook.com/groups/7-figure personal trainer. That's 7-figure personal trainer with the number 7. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you can keep on learning and keep on living. Finally, if you picked up any tips whatsoever in this episode that you found helpful, be sure to leave us a review and tell us what you like best about it. Can't wait to see you on the next episode.